All right, good morning and welcome to Princess Seeds channel. Today is the 21st of May 2025. The issue of discourse this morning is I want to just lend my voice to the ongoing betrayal of trust, which has resulted to the cry of the masses against this mass deception coming from the power of five. And this is almost like saying when hope is turning to heartbreak, especially in a nation where economic hardship has become the daily bread of many people, and where the hope of people often thrives or is wrapped in the promises of grants that are not fulfilled after all. And these grants, they are often targeted at the vulnerable, the unemployed, and the hopeful youths who actually carry with them the silent pledge of transformation, of being seen, of being helped, of finally having the tools to build a future for themselves. And among these promises, there now emerged a movement that called itself the Power of Five. Now, this Power of Five swept across communities with some fairy motivation some months or years ago, drawing crowds with its charismatic language and the messages of change to the people. It promised a grant, a life-saving opportunity for people from all walks of life. Thousands subscribed into that initiative, thousands believed, and thousands paid. In other words, they invested into the scheme. But what followed was not deliverance. It was silence, it was delay. And now, as the dust of anticipation begins to settle into the mud of this thing called disillusionment, the Power of Five has emerged again, not with apologies of clarity, but with a new grant called an agric-based scheme, dressed again in hopeful words. But how can a new promise be laid upon the ruins of a broken one? How can a movement forge when it has not even faced the crash behind it? This is a public lamentation. This is a plea for accountability. This is a mirror to injustice. And this is a voice for the thousands who felt forgotten. The Power of Five began as a movement that spoke the language of the people. It emerged at a time when Nigerians, particularly in rural communities and struggling urban centers, were looking for a break, any sign of relief from the crushing grip of inflation that bedeviled our nation, unemployment, and failed public promises. The organizers have launched some campaigns, promises centered on empowerment through grants. They claim to have partnerships with a lot of bodies, NGOs, wealth bodies, and the likes. And some even hinted at some important possibilities. Telegram groups, WhatsApp channels, and all of those handles, they carry the news of the coming financial wave to the people. And before you know, the system was carefully structured to mimic some legitimate processes. And many recipients were asked to attend some online meetings and orders and the webinars and even some sessions. So people actually launched into it. They promised, and we saw as if the light was coming from there. Yes. And in just a matter of weeks, thousands had joined the scheme. The list began to grow longer. People began to borrow and sell what little they had simply to qualify for the Power of Five grant. Grandmothers used their last pension savings. Young people, they convinced their friends also to participate in the scheme. Families, they planned some of their budgets around the expected funds, but the grant did not come. The grant did not come. Now, this betrayal that is trailed around financial expectations have some long-reaching effects, and it is not just about this money alone, but about the dignity, about the faith in humanity, and about the mental health of the people. A lot of participants have staked everything on this promise, but now they feel so cheated. And yet, in a society where shame often silences the victim, few are publicly speaking out. Only few. A woman from Kwara State shared some private message, and this was what she said: "I sold my last goat to join the program. They said this grant would be our breakthrough. I haven't been able to look at my husband in the eyes since." Another youth leader from Enugu says, "I mobilized 78 people in my local chapter. Now they call me a fraud because I can't explain where the money went." All right. Now, others have reported some sleepless nights, encounters, anxieties, and some suicidal thoughts, feeling that they failed their families by believing in what now appears to be a grant manipulation. Now, with the original grant still unpaid and unresolved, the most pathetic side of everything is that the Power of Five has now resurfaced with a new vision called an agric grant. And this time around, the focus is said to be on empowering some farming projects, some cooperative groups, and community development initiatives. The forms are circulating. A fresh wave of subscribers could possibly be on the lead if registration have not started, but they want to possibly float this again like they did for the first grant that is yet unpaid. And definitely you should know that it goes also with payment. But here is the haunting question: how can there be a second grant when the first was never fulfilled? This isn't just problematic, it is profoundly unethical. And if the previous grant truly failed due to unforeseen complications, why has there been no official statement, no refund process, no apology, no engagement? So to post a new vision without cleaning the mess of the past is to insult the intelligence and the pain of those who trusted you. This behavior is not merely reckless, it borders on heinous crimes, because it plays with the emotions and desperation of already suffering people who actually believed in you. Now let's be clear: no grant scheme, no matter how well worded, has the right to collect money under false pretenses from people. While many such movements attempt to hide under non-profit or faith-based umbrellas, Nigerian law is not blind to financial exploitation. Never. Where public funds are collected, there must be accountabilities. Where people are made to pay, there must be services rendered to them to that effect. If there are receipts, if there are records, if there are public lists, there must be audits, and there must be a reckoning. And so, this is a call for investigations. This is a call for intervention. We must not normalize the deceit of the masses under the guise of benevolence. The faces behind the Power of Five must come forward. They must answer the people. They must account for the money they collected from the masses. They must be held responsible. This is a call. Silence is no longer an option. When the powerful take advantage of the powerless, it becomes more than a scam. It becomes an act of inhumanity to mankind. So to sit at the center of such a scheme and watch widows, orphans, students, and fathers line up with hope in their eyes, only to walk away with nothing, is a crime against the soul of a people. So to now offer a second grant is not only cruel, it is demonic, because it is the reenactment of manipulation. It is a deliberate weaponization of trust, and trust, once it is broken, shatters silently. This is Prince Isaac channel. We're reporting live on this channel today, the 21st of May 2025. And if you're new to our channel, kindly hit on the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you don't miss out on vital updates. We deal with grants and other cryptocurrencies and stuffs that could earn you financial stability. In case you don't know, that is what we do here. So do kindly subscribe. Don't touch the dial. I'll be with you shortly and in a moment. All right, welcome back, and we're still back on course concerning the issue trending right now concerning the Power of Five and the new grant that was fronted called the Agric grant, which appears to be inhumane since the first grant was not paid. So what must be done right now? I think there should be some media involvement. The media must highlight this issue beyond surface headlines. Investigative journalism must trace the money trail that people paid into this scheme. There has to be some verification mechanisms in place so that all future grant schemes must be vetted. Any program asking for payment should be immediately flagged. They should be flagged. There should also be restitution campaigns if the Power of Five has any dignity left. It must start by refunding participants or publicly declaring what went wrong with the scheme for him to say assertively that there is no grant or there is no money to be paid. It has to be. Now, conclusively, we must rise from ashes. This situation reflects a broader pattern in our society where desperation is exploited and the vulnerable ones are deceived. When people become too desperate, they fall into the hands of people who prey on their innocency and their desperacy. But it must end here. The Power of Five is not just a case study, it is a warning. And let this message serve as a documentation of pain, the betrayal, and the rage of thousands who invested into that scheme that appears to be falling down like pack of cards to the ground right now. Let it be heard in schools, in churches, in local government offices. Let the world know that Nigerians are not gullible as they are termed gullible ones. They are just tired of being taken for granted. Let the Power of Five also know you cannot build a throne on broken backs and expect it to stand. I repeat this again. The Power of 5, listen to me carefully. If this is true, that you have no money to pay those who subscribed to your initiative, come out. Make an official statement. If that wasn't your voice, maybe it was artificial intelligence, come out and debunk that assertion. Else, be it known to you that you cannot build a throne on broken backs and expect it to stand. Never. I rest my case. If you find this video very, very helpful and some other persons that need to hear this, do your part. Share the content. Let it get to some other persons and let it get to the Power of 5 himself and the people that matters. Thank you very much, and we love you. We are still in sight concerning the UAAG disbursement. It is still very much being awaited, and our hope is still very, very sound. We are very much in the light of our expectations concerning the disbursement of the fund. So keep all hope alive. Everything is on course. There is nothing to worry about. We love you and would always do. When we get an update, we'll get you inclined and online. Thank you very much, and do have a very blissful day ahead of you. And bye for now.